Worms are worms are worms, okay? And these I just pulled out of part of my yard. Okay? You can make your worms last longer. Ground up fruit, ground up vegetables, mix it in with your dirt. You know, like a cup in with half a bucket of dirt and mix it together, and they'll eat that. I've seen them do it to old coffee grounds and a lot of different things. See them moving around? So I just don't want you to think I'm starting to plant worms everywhere for you guys. I'm not that desperate. You better shot the tongs. You wash them off when you're all done. I've got electrical tape, and make sure you put it over the edges. You don't want to touch those. Even barehanded, I'm not going to get shocked. If I touch here, for instance, I don't want any current coming back up and shocking me through the metal. And a lot of times I'll pass over them all the time and go back over the areas that you did before and just look over those areas, pull back the grass, disturb things, because they'll come out of the grass and just sit there and you won't see them. And you'll be like, oh, wait a minute, there you are. There's one there. Kind of safety mechanism, broken half. I don't want to make this a horror channel. It's as simple as that. Daytime it works better. Well, I mean, it works better because you can see them better. You don't need lights to find your worms. There's another one. A little Feroshki. Okay. So never have to buy worms again. Like, Mom, I'm going fishing, but give me a little bit here. I need to go outside and collect some worms. Okay. No rocks. And no, the current does not kill the grass. Been doing my backyard for about a year now, just my backyard alone. Was doing out in the woods for a while, and my grass is fine. I mean, if that were to be a problem, I'm sure there'd be every lightning storm, we'd have a whole dead front yard or two of grass everywhere. Oh, here comes another one. millions and millions and millions of worms. So again, you're not depleting the population of worms anymore. Don't think about it that way. Just getting some fishing bait and going to continue going, and they're going to continue growing. When they die, their live babies are going to eat the dead. I know it's a bad way of looking at things, but it's a natural order of life for them. Another one. Every 30 seconds or so, just move back around again. Another one. And again, see, we're grabbing our thing. We're going right underneath the grass. Pull back out. Underneath the grass. Pull back out. Underneath the grass. That's our angle we're looking at. It's so simple. If it stops, it means there's something in the ground making it stop. Pull your probe back out, go back in again. If it's hard, if the ground's too hard, consider pushing it in and give it a couple little jerks as you're going into the ground. Kind of like a jackhammer. Or wiggle it side to side as it's going into the ground, just gently trying to get it to bypass what it's trying to go around. They're just hidden in the grass and having to dig through to find these things. So many of them coming out. I better put the top of my bucket back on. Took it off to show you guys, and the worms started coming up the side of the bucket saying, "Let me out, let me out." One come out of the ground and break. Oh, two of them. Good Lord. We'll take you. Baby. I will take you as well. Another little baby. I know I said 20 inches, but remember, some of these guys are still coming out of the ground. The current near them may not have been strong enough to do anything, so they're bearing what they're feeling, and they're going to move it closer to them or farther away from them, or a little bit deeper, a little bit shallower. Keep working that probe around different areas around the same area, and finally one area will just get dry and you'll move on to the next area. So imagine like a square, and the square is maybe it's 20 feet up and it's 80 feet long, and you're just going to start mowing the grass. Going back and forth, and back and forth, and back and forth, working that square. Maybe you don't have that much. Maybe you've got 40 by 10 foot, or 20 foot by 10 foot, or 5 foot by 10 foot. Whatever you're doing, whatever square you're working, or rectangle you're working, or circle you're working, work it and just keep working on the edges and work your way towards the center, however you go, or you know, whatever you tend to do, and you're going to get a lot of worms. This is one of the easiest methods I've come across. One coming up right here. Just as I put that probe in, he said, "Hello." Okay? It's as easy as that. With your dirt you have in here, pour in about a half a cup of water. Drizzle around the inside. Get it moist. You don't want those guys drying out and dying. You want them to be moist. Keep them in a cool area. You like nice cool areas. Hot areas, hot areas are inside your car, or other places are bad. You're just going to melt them, and they're not going to live long. big group of grass here and go right underneath it all the way to the end, and it didn't come out at all. But it didn't go deep either. I got gloves on, I'm on all fours. I'm not feeling any current. Nothing. Throw it back out. Throw it back in. So in, or wiggle, or in, as you're going in, trying to get through the tougher ground. And you can go deep. You can just push it straight down if you prefer. As you're doing that, though, take your piece and turn it side to side. Or try not to bend the rod. The rod's going to want to flex and bend. Try not to bend it. You can always bend it back, but you're not looking to break your rod. They are so cheap, you could make 50 of them. Won't really be a problem. Another one. Try not to risk pulling just the head of the worm out. The head of the worm may break. You don't want to break it. It's safer to take your tongs or a small shovel or whatnot and go back about an inch or two into the dirt, dive into the dirt, and pull out the bottom behind the worm to pull up, rather than trying to pull his head and he breaks in half and you lose the whole worm anyways. Like I said, you don't get any luck after about 30 seconds. Don't wait the full 5 minutes as some of the videos say. Time is money. You want to go fishing. I worked one area that was 2 foot by 3 foot underneath some leaves in a naturalization area that was slightly moist, and I worked it for 30 minutes and pulled around 60 worms just in that small area alone. Now this area is more dry. It gets hit by the sun every single day. I did water it for about 5 minutes or so before I started, but the naturalization areas, they're typically underneath the leaves and everything, so they're always moist and cool, and you're going to find some of the bigger worms in those areas. So this area is starting to go dry. Especially when you just see babies start coming out. In that case, I would back up some. Pick another spot to work with. See him coming up? Go ninja, go ninja, go! I can't fake that. Yes, that was a line from Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2. So in at an angle, right underneath the grass. Boom, right here. It just popped out of the ground. Okay. I said, if I want the big ones, I want the earthworms, and I want to go towards the naturalization areas. If I want some of the small wigglers here, which is what I'm looking for, I want to stay within like the grassy areas. I'm going to get a lot of those coming out of the ground. That's exactly what I'm looking for. That's what I'm harvesting right now. I'm not really looking for the big ones. I mainly sport fish. When I sport fish, I start out small and I go big. I've always either gone for a brim and then cut them up for cut bait, and then end up going for catfish. Catfish are huge, especially channel cats. You start getting 10, 20, 30, 40 pounds or bigger. Or blue cats or mud cats, and they pull and they fight, and you can fight one of those things for an hour or two. Or even striper. I've seen striped bass or hybrid sea bass. Sea bass are saltwater fish. Hybrid sea bass are freshwater fish. Freshwater bass are also called striped bass, and they get huge. We're talking 20, 40, 60 pounds. Big giant fish. And I've seen them devour brim on a stringer, big brim, come up, eat the entire brim. It's gone. And here you are using the itty bitty worm, and then you can just cut bait or stink baits, different things like that. You really want some crazy fishing, look for either bow fishing or noodling. People let it bite their hand and grab it by the gills and pull it out of the water. That's a true bushman technique right there. To me, in desperate scenarios, I've always just gone for gorge hooks and use with your own cordage. Here comes a good one. And a second one. One and two. And three. And that's basically it. So I wanted to give you guys a rundown of everything. You can make your own at home. You don't have to pay a bunch of money. You don't have to any more guesswork. Remember, smooth side of the cord is positive. The side of the cord with the ridges is not. So if we see the cord, that's our negative side. Minus sign is negative or neutral. So negative and smooth side is positive, our plus sign. Okay? And we want the plus sign, we don't want the negative side. The side of the ridges. So, this will be an extra long video, and again, I apologize. I hope you guys have had fun with me. Do subscribe to my channel and like my videos. Tell your friends about it. Appreciate you guys watching and staying with me. I'm going to continue on, and once this video cuts out on its own, then that's that. I will catch you guys in the next video. You guys are troopers. Didn't have to stick along this. Didn't have to stay this long. And you did. I appreciate it. We got one moving here. Bring our bucket closer, just start picking these out of the ground. Got one coming out there. He's a decent size. Another one over here. He's a smaller one. Yeah, buddy, I was waiting for you to come out. I didn't want to grab you right away. Nighttime light setup. And pitch black everywhere else. Got one here. See, there he is. Okay. Another one down here. He's small, but he's doable. And there's all the people I'm creeping out right now. I do apologize. A little big one here. He's really not worth too much. But I have known to use size 8 or size 10 hooks. Use some of the really, really baby ones, and you'll catch like minnows that you can use. So there's another good, decent one. Or you have those days when they just eat all your bait. I hate those days. But with this method, you never have to worry about that again. Oh, here comes a good sized one out of the ground. I like you. What's your name? I want your phone number. Karate. Crowley. Creepy Crowleys. You've been just sitting there, being so patient. Seeing your brother being picked up. I apologize. No. Must have picked you up earlier and we broke off. So, seems I got the other half. Another one. Another one. Another one. For the time being, I am Survival Geek with the green smiley face. A lot of other survival geeks out there. It's weird. Push in. Push in. Push in. Right underneath. Inch, 2 inches, 3 inches below, 4 inches below. Sometimes you can go in an angle, go in 6 inches. 2 inches on one side, 6 inches on the other. Or 2 inches right across. Or an inch right across. Water is going to make it work better. Or moisture. Morning dew in the morning, that'd be good. And the best part is you never have to dig, ever. Unless you just want to pull behind a worm or something like that. Dirt or whatever. I've never really done that. Not really needed. Hello, my little friend. Where they're hiding? Got a place for you. Energizer headlamps from Walmart. I like the green one personally. It's like 250 lumens. Wear them in the rain. Great ones. Another one. That's what I use mainly for everything. Not too small. Throw the small babies back. Don't really touch them. There are a lot of them. Just leave them be. I can see the ant over here. He's not liking the current on the ground. I can touch beside the ant and I'm not feeling anything. Someone asked me once if I were to pour water on an anthill and stick a worm probe into the anthill, what would happen? I've never tried. You'll see a lot of them try to escape and just crawl right over the top of the grass. And they're just like running. Like this one right here. Just be careful where you put your fingers at. I've had the probe be slightly out of the ground and graze my fingers across it. Doesn't feel too good. Little guy. Ooh, missed you earlier. You're a good one. Like that. They look small at first, but as they extend out, they get longer, and you're like, yep, you will look nicely on my fishing hook. So rather than a plug on one end, if you were to take a alligator clips or battery clips, you'll find them, you press the back end and the front end will open up, okay? And you can stick your wire directly, we wrapped ours around a probe, our bare wire, and then put electrical tape over it. You could stick this one into the side of one of the alligator clips, or the ones meant for batteries. Stick it into the side, pinch the other end down real tight, and then wrap any bare exposed areas with electrical tape. And you could take that and clip it right over like a car battery, onto a car battery, and then the other end probes into the ground. That's another way of doing things. I had a little bit of luck with 6-volt batteries. People say, oh, only 12 volts. I think they're lying. I've had luck with 6 volt. That's where the alligator clip method comes in place. Come here, little guy. You're just thick at the top. You'll go on my hook nicely. Too many babies. All these babies, they're just not really worth your time. Kick them back. The bigger ones, though, they come out. You're like, yeah, baby. Or you asked, so you escaped earlier. There you go. You're a good sized one. Yeah. Wet ground, Energizer headlamp. The reflection off the worm's body from the light can make it a little bit easier to spot at nighttime or early morning. Ooh, one coming up over here. Yeah, he's kind of small, but he's doable. He's not too bad.